Alright, imagine this. You're out hiking, feeling like a nature influencer, when suddenly, boom, you take the wrong turn. Your phone, 0 bars. Your snack, long gone. Your water bottle, down to that awkward last sip you've been saving for an emergency. Well, guess what? This is the emergency. Here's the good news. Humans survived for thousands of years before grocery stores, protein bars, and drive-through coffee. Why? Because nature is basically one giant buffet, if you know what to look for. Today, I'm revealing 12 edible wild plants you can find almost anywhere. Plants that won't just keep you alive, they're actually packed with nutrients. And after this, trust me, you'll never call them weeds again. You'll call them lunch. Number 1. Dandelion. The weed that thinks it's a superfood. You know those little yellow flowers you used to blow on as a kid to make a wish? Yeah, turns out you were basically holding a multivitamin. Here's the deal. Every part of the dandelion is edible. Leaves, packed with vitamin A, C, K, and potassium. Dandelion greens have more vitamin A than carrots and more iron than spinach. Eat them raw in a salad or sauté like spinach. Flowers, sweet, slightly bitter, great for adding color to your plate. Roots, roast them for a caffeine-free coffee alternative or make tea to help your body flush out excess water. And bonus, they grow everywhere. Backyard, sidewalk cracks, that abandoned lot down the street. If you can't find a dandelion, you might actually be lost on another planet. 2. Plantain, nature's band-aid that you can eat. Nope, not the banana-looking fruit. This plantain is a leafy green with parallel veins that grows almost anywhere, sidewalks, trails, your neighbor's yard. Why nature's band-aid? Because if you mash up the leaves and slap them on a cut, scrape, or bud bite, it helps stop bleeding, reduce swelling, and soothe itching. Think of it as a free pharmacy that grows under your feet. But here's the plot twist. You can also eat it. The young leaves are mild and slightly salty, great raw in salads or cooked like spinach. It's loaded with vitamins A, C, and K, plus calcium. And the seeds? They work like a natural fiber supplement for, let's just say, keeping things moving in the wilderness. 3. Yarrow, nature's first aid kit. Yarrow might not look like much, just a bunch of feathery leaves and tiny white flowers, but don't let the modest appearance fool you. This plant has been a battlefield hero for centuries. In fact, legend says Achilles used yarrow to treat his soldiers' wounds, hence the name Achillea. Mash up the leaves and flowers into a green paste and apply it directly to cuts. It helps stop bleeding and fights bacteria naturally. Out in the wild, that's basically having a first aid kit that grows from the ground. Bonus survival points. Yarrow tea can also help reduce fevers and soothe colds. But remember, it's a medicine plant, so don't go chugging gallons unless you want your stomach staging a rebellion. 4. Wild garlic, flavor, nutrition, and first aid. Wild garlic is like finding buried treasure in the woods. You'll smell it before you see it. Crush a leaf and that unmistakable garlicky aroma hits you. Every part is edible. Bulbs, leaves, flowers, stems, and it tastes exactly like you'd expect. Garlicky, with a hint of onion. It's packed with vitamin C and has natural antibiotic properties, meaning it doesn't just make your food taste better, it can also help clean minor cuts in a pinch. Just crush the fresh leaves or bulbs, apply the juice to a small wound, and you've got yourself a light antibacterial rinse straight from the forest. Survival seasoning and first aid? Yes, please. Safety note, only harvest if you're 100% sure it's wild garlic. It can be confused with poisonous plants like lily of the valley. When in doubt, skip it. Wood sorrel, nature's sour candy. Spot some tiny shamrock-looking leaves on the forest floor? Congratulations, you've just found nature's Sour Patch Kids. Wood sorrel tastes like sour green apples, crisp, tangy, and surprisingly addictive. Edible parts, heart-shaped leaves, delicate flowers, and even the seed pods. Nutrition bonus, more vitamin C than oranges. Yep, citrus just got roasted. Survival perk, that singy flavor is refreshing, hydrating, and gives you a quick mental lift when you're running on empty. The sour kick comes from oxalic acid, which is perfectly safe in normal amounts. Think of it as nature's electrolyte drink, but way cuter. Hey, if you're finding this survival info helpful, do me a huge favor and hit that like button. It really helps more people discover these life-saving tips. And hey, subscribe if you want more herbs health tips. I promise to keep sharing the good stuff. 6. Pine sap, nature's super glue. Got a cut, but no bandage? Find a pine tree. That sticky golden resin oozing from the bark is pine sap, and it's basically nature's antibacterial superglue. Dab it on small wounds to help seal the cut and keep germs out. It forms a natural barrier and even has mild antifungal and antibacterial properties, meaning it works overtime while you get back to, not being eaten by mosquitoes. Pro tip: pine sap is also flammable, so in a pinch, you've got both first aid and fire starter in one. Just maybe don't use it for both at the same time. 7. Purslane, the omega-3 powerhouse. See that low-growing succulent with thick paddle-shaped leaves? That's purslane, and it's basically fish oil in plant form. Edible parts: leaves, stems, flowers, seeds, all fair game. Nutrition bonus: more omega-3 fatty acids than most fish, plus vitamins A, C, and magnesium. Taste: slightly lemony, a bit salty, and has a satisfying crunch whether eaten raw or lightly sautéed. Mediterranean cultures have been munching on this stuff for thousands of years, and for good reason. It's one of the most nutrient-dense wild plants on Earth. And trust me, once you know what it looks like, you'll start seeing it everywhere. Stinging nettle, the prickly superfood. If you've ever brushed past this plant in the wild, you probably remember it, and not fondly. Stinging nettle is nature's way of saying, look, I'm packed with nutrients, but you're gonna work for it. Once cooked or dried, those stinging hairs disappear, and what's left is one of the most nutrient-dense greens in the forest, loaded with iron, calcium, magnesium, vitamin C, and even a surprising amount of plant-based protein. Bonus: the leaves make an amazing tea that works as a natural diuretic and supports your body's detox systems. In a pinch, the fibers from the stems can even be twisted into cordage. Just remember, gloves first, cooking second, eating third. Unless you like itchy hands for the next 3 hours. Burdock, the root that fights back. Burdock is that big leafy plant with burrs that love sticking to your clothes like they're hitching a free ride home. But beneath the surface, a long taproot that's basically survival gold. The root is edible when young, earthy, slightly sweet, and packed with inulin, a prebiotic fiber that feeds your gut bacteria. It's also rich in potassium, magnesium, and antioxidants. You can roast it like a carrot, boil it in soups, or slice it thin and stir-fry. Survival bonus: burdock root has been used for centuries as a blood purifier and mild detox aid. Plus, those sticky burrs? In an emergency, they can be used as makeshift fasteners, nature's Velcro. Just remember, older roots get tough and bitter, so if you need a toothpick instead of lunch, dig one up in late summer. Fireweed, the forest's recovery plant. Fireweed is that tall, bright pink-purple flower you'll see taking over burned or disturbed land, hence the name. It's one of the first plants to grow after a wildfire, and it's not just it's edible from top to bottom. The young shoots taste a bit like asparagus when cooked. The leaves can be eaten raw in salads or brewed into tea that's rich in vitamin C and antioxidants. The flowers? Sweet and full of nectar, a quick morale boost if you're hungry and grumpy. Bonus: fireweed leaves have mild anti-inflammatory properties, and in some traditions, poultices were used to soothe minor skin irritations or burns. It's basically nature's way of saying, hey, life bounces back, and you can eat me. Cattail, the survival supermarket. See those tall plants with brown, corn dog-looking tops by the water? That's cattail, and almost every part is edible. Shoots and stems, crunchy, cucumber-like flavor when young. Roots, starchy, and can be roasted, boiled, or ground into flour. Pollen, high-protein wild flower you can mix into anything. Early settlers called cattail the supermarket of the swamp. It feeds you, gives you materials for shelter, and even tinder for fire. Find cattails and you've basically unlocked nature's all-in-one survival kit. Clover, Trifolium spp, the everywhere survival snack. Clover is that little 3-leaf plant you've probably stepped on 1,000 times without even noticing. In a survival situation, it's like finding a free snack that grows almost everywhere. Fields, lawns, roadside edges. The leaves and flowers are edible raw, slightly grassy in flavor, or better yet, steeped into a mild tea that's packed with vitamins and minerals, especially vitamin C and calcium. Red clover is particularly valued for its antioxidant and anti-inflammatory compounds. Clover tea can help ease coughs and mild colds, and it's a gentle, hydrating drink if you're low on water sources. Plus, chewing on fresh leaves can give you a small energy lift without caffeine. It's not glamorous, but when you're lost outdoors, common can be a lifesaver. Wild berries, blueberry, raspberry, strawberry, nature's candy. If you're lucky enough to stumble across wild berries, congratulations! You just found the wilderness version of a gourmet dessert. Blueberries, raspberries, and strawberries aren't just delicious, they're packed with vitamin C, antioxidants, and natural sugars to give you a quick energy boost when you need it most. The leaves are useful too. Raspberry leaf tea has been used for centuries to ease digestion and even relieve cramps. Only eat berries you can positively identify. In the wild, bright colors can mean delicious or dangerous, and guessing wrong is, well, let's not go there. Survival tip. Only eat when you're 100% sure of the plant's identity. Some lookalikes like Lily of the Valley or Death Camas can be deadly. A good field guide or plant ID app is your best hiking buddy after snacks, obviously. Whenever possible, cook before eating to kill bacteria or parasites. And always watch the environment. If you see plenty of insects or animals snacking on it, chances are it's safer for you too. And there you have it. 13 edible wild plants that can keep you alive, fuel you up, and in some cases, even patch you back together if things go sideways. Your turn. Have you ever eaten wild plants before? Which one would you actually try if you got lost outdoors? Drop a comment, I'd love to hear your story. And hey, if you enjoyed this survival snack list, hit that like button, subscribe to the Herb Nerd, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next plants that might just save your life episode. Stay curious, stay safe, and maybe pack a salad bowl next time you hike.